Hi, and welcome to History's a Blast. This is an introduction to the second installment of our trip to Robertsdale on the Friends of the East Broadtop annual reunion weekend back in October of 2024. It's the walking tour of the mines that I promised at the end of that speeder ride. So stick around and hope you enjoy. Before we get into the mine tour, a couple of short things. First of all, a big shout out to viewers that we've met this season. The young gentleman and his family down in Virginia Beach. Very gracious family, lovely to meet and talk with them. Good luck in scouting. And our viewers from Texas who we ran into at the Burnt Cabins, actually who ran into us at the Burnt Cabins campground. They came up and knocked on the window, and boy, that was really fantastic. My wife told me to get those magnetic signs for the door, and it's always fun to see people respond to that. Glad you're enjoying the channel and hope you continue to stick with us for a long time. And finally, a brief announcement. We've demonetized the channel. No more ad revenue. It's just not worth the effort. They wanted me to put an ad link on my personal website. I'm not going to do that. So they owe me 124 bucks and change. I doubt I'll ever see it, but I'm happy to make this just a hobby and to share our historical tourism adventures with all of you. So with that, on with the tour. We're looking south on the railroad now in the middle of Robertsdale, the coal company town of the Rockhill Iron and Coal Company. You see there's the former station, and over there across the street is the old post office building. And I'm standing right next to the coal company offices. There was a Y, you can see the rails in the grass here. There was a Y that they would turn a locomotive and a combination baggage car, passenger car on the mail trains every day. And there goes through the grass and into the woods the line heading north to Robertsdale and Mount Union. And on the other side of the tracks from the coal company office building, in that grassy plot there on the corner, stood the old company store that was demolished, now 25 years ago because it was in a derelict condition. Now the mine tours always start off with an orientation at the company square. That fellow in the red cap and the beard there, that's Ron Pearson. He's the guru of the coal mines. And his buddy Rick Case, who you'll see later, is part of the tour guide package too on the FEBT walking tours. I've published a video 2 years ago on this walking tour, so I'm not going to narrate the whole thing. I've got the titles and everything. I'm just going to follow along. One of the key things from this year's mine tour was the discovery of the original #1 mine tipple that predated the one that everybody's seen pictures of by many years. Dates back to the original opening of the mines in the 1870s. And here we are walking out from there, coming out of the woods, and these signboards were up temporarily. Bill Metzger, a well-known Trains magazine map maker, is making artwork for storyboards on the self-guided walking tour that the Friends are working on. We're now in the hoist house area for mine #1, looking down the ravine away from the openings. And there's the foundation to the hoist house. Not much left. It's all covered in leaves. Sometimes it's underwater.
They could keep the tunnels clear because every time they cook out coal, that released more surface area and more of these bad gases.
I'll let Ron do the talking here.
They were poisonous, but they would suffocate you. So this was one of the designs. This is one of the latter designs. Initially, it was steam fired. The boiler house was over that way, and the steam got here by overhead pipes. Now, they did not pump air into it. No. You don't want to increase the pressure of bad things. So it pulled the air out, and the air entered at the entrances and several entrances that they had placed all over the mountain.
Okay, now we've moved up to the mine #5 area, and we're standing in the mule barn remains. And there's the corral. You can see the fence posts. It's just an overgrown area now. It's a shame. But it's a beautiful walk in the woods on a Sunday afternoon. And the railroad is not far away. There's the main line and the sidings. Now we're going to move over toward the hoist house for the number 5 mine. It's just off scene to the left there. Yeah, here we are. There's concrete foundations of the hoist house. And Ron does a great job of explaining how the cable drums and mechanisms worked and everything else. But it's just a set of ruins in the woods to the uninformed. And now we're looking down toward the tipple, and the boiler house remains. The brick walls there is where the old stationary boilers that provided power. And later, electricity was brought in, generated down at mine number 6 in Woodvale, which is about a mile south of here. Yeah, there's the caption for the boiler house. The boilers were between those brick walls. There were 2 of them in there. And then we pan over to the left, past where the trestle came in that brought the coal for the boilers. Now we're looking at the tipple area. It's just a bunch of humps covered with leaves today. This tour generally is scheduled to last about an hour. It takes 3 hours when there's the 3 of us back there talking over each other. This is a really neat place. This is the retaining wall, dates to the 1870s. There were 2 mines on opposite sides of the creek that were served by this tipple. There was a coal cleaning plant here, and that's Rick Case there with the beard and the long hair. We're pointing up the hill toward some mine rails that are sticking out of the hill there. That's actually not a hill. That's the Boney Pile. That is a massive hill made of waste material from the coal cleaning plant that operated from the 1870s up into the 1910s. Now we're looking down the tramway headed toward the opening to mine number 5. Walking down along there. The trench was where the return empties went down by gravity, and the folks were walking along the tramway for the loads that would be hauled up by cable out of the mine. Unique retaining there. It's eroded away. And now we're looking at the opening. This was a slope mine, which means that the opening was just basically dug a tunnel from the surface at an angle down until it struck the seam of coal. Finally, we're down at the old shaft, or shaft number 1. All of these things are covered in a number of articles in the timber transfer over the years, and there's too many to name in this video. But recently, with the archives coming open, there's been a whole lot. Well, that's it for this time, and I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you soon.